Oh, got him! I got him! I got him! Yes! What's going on, guys? TheBrokenMachine here with some more Battlefield 1 gameplay. Today we're going to be looking at some Operations Mode gameplay. Unfortunately, I only got a couple of games of this, so I've took some clips from each of them and mixed them into one. This is on the map St. Quentin Scar. You've seen this if you've watched any alpha gameplay, but this is not Conquest, it's Operation Mode, so there's a bit of a section of this map that you're going to see that you don't really get to play in Conquest. So this mode is new, and it's pretty much Conquest and Rush mixed into one. It's pretty hectic, it's pretty crazy in some places. On some sections there's only one flag, on others there's 2 or 3, so you're going to see quite a mixture of gameplay. On some sections it's like really intense, it's like super in your face, and it's just mental. And then on other sections it's really open, really open. So we're going to look at this and break down some of the clips. Again, it's just a mixture of gameplay. These games do last up to I think 45 minutes one of these was, so pretty long, pretty long. This one, we've just started this one, it's on the first section. There's a bit of trench warfare over here. If you're playing Conquest, you do play near here, all the way in the distance, but not in this section. So we got some awesome trench warfare going on here. I'm in the light tank. This has been nerfed a little bit since the beta. It's definitely not as powerful. We have got some sniper gameplay coming up. My aim is a little sketchy later on. I was messing with the graphics settings, trying to get the game to run perfectly, and it was a bit all over the place. But anyway, this here we are taking Bravo flag, and on this section, just moved up there. The clip gets a little bit boring, we're just sat on the flag. But this one, we're about to make our move to the next sector. I'm just sniping on top of this monastery. That guy in the gunner, don't want to stand there for too long, you might get shot in the face like that. Sniping is actually really enjoyable on this mode. You actually get to use the map to your advantage. On this sector especially. So you've got to watch out for those snipers. It can feel quite helpless at times, actually. That's a good point about this mode. It's really got that feel of actually being in a war, and sometimes you just get so swamped by enemies, swamped by grenades. You got the Zeppelin up in the air. It's just so mental at times. At the start of the round, the attackers team actually do get a Zeppelin, and if they make it to, I think it's the second to last sector, I think it is, you get another one. So that can rain huge amount of damage on your opponents. Trying to take out the plane there. There is lots of vehicles, so you're going to be seeing lots of vehicle and infantry gameplay. If you are in the vehicles, you want to be trying to play a little bit more defensive. It's not like Battlefield 4 where you can just kind of rush in and just dominate. You see the tanks in this, they are mostly trying to stay around the outsides and at the back and trying to support the team rather than just rushing in and just getting wiped out straight away. I'm not sure why he's going in the building there, that's a bad move. I'm going to snipe that guy, and then we're going to make a move onto this building over here. Now, moving on, this clip, this is one of the, I think it's the 5th sector. I always get stuck on that thing there. Damn window sill, what do you call them? Awning? My mind has gone blank, I can't think of the words. But anyway, I'm trying to make a move onto this Bravo flag, but I've pushed up just a little bit too far, and I want to talk about that now actually. If you push up too far in this mode, you're just not going to survive. Honestly, you are really not going to survive. You're going to walk straight into their spawns. The spawns are pretty open, they're all over the place, so you really want to be pushing up as a team. But if you do go solo, like I am doing here, you want to push up ahead of the map, like right up at the furthest part of the objective. So this is the Bravo flag, I'm right in this building, and I'm trying to cap it from here, and most of the enemies are going to be behind me, over in that little building straight ahead. Pistols, they're pretty good. They've got a pretty high bullet velocity, so you don't really need to worry about drop with those. I'm gonna get that guy with a tiny little knife. That's so small. Get the second shot on this geezer. You can see it does get pretty mental over here. I'm not sure what that guy was doing there. Look at that tiny little knife. Teammates are moving up here. I'm just trying to cap it from here, get some health, take my time. I don't think this mode is going to replace Rush, but I do think a lot more players are going to be more interested in this than Rush. I did play some Rush. It's good. It's just some of the maps are a bit flaky in places. Not one of the maps that I posted the other day with the sniping gameplay. That on Rush is just hell. It's absolutely hell. Don't get that initial push onto the first objectives. Cheeky bugger of the dynamite there. If you don't get that initial push onto the objectives, it's just insane. You can't push in. There's so many snipers. It's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. In this clip here, we're moving on to the final sectors, and I'm just going to get some cheeky snipes on some of these guys here. My aim is a little bit off here. I'm not sure how that shot didn't hit, but again, I was tweaking with the graphics settings, so it's a bit flaky. I had VSync on it at one point. I don't know why it was on. I was so frustrated. So frustrated. But that sector there, I don't believe... Did we get that one? I don't know. Oh, I missed the clip. I'm going to have to go back and check that. But this is the last attack. This is the final... Get in there. We got to do it. And here comes the Zeppelin. Or the airship, whichever you want to call it. This thing does do a great amount of damage, so if you're on one of the stationary weapons around the map, you really want to try and get rid of it. Talking of vehicles there, just before we spawned, there is, I believe, one tank, 2 horses, and 1 plane, so not a huge amount of vehicles, but enough to do some damage. I have used the sniper a lot in these clips, and mainly it's just because I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't want to rush in with an SMG or a rifle. I just wanted to, take my time and try and figure out this mode, So if you're new to this mode and you're just jumping in, I would totally recommend using a sniper to start off with and just get a feel for the game. I see a lot of players just rushing in and they are struggling. So do take your time with a sniper rifle. I think that's probably the best way to go. This final section is pretty cool, actually. I do like this section. I'm just seeing what my teammates are doing. You might be tempted just to rush straight in, but if you do that, you will get swamped. And that's why I'm taking kind of a slow approach here. I'm just like, come on team, let's get out the map. Let's not push in too quickly. And then I look over here, and they're all pushing up over this side instead. I would have gone for A, but if the team wants to go for this, then okay. So pushing up here. Here's a good point actually. If you've got armor next to you, try and hide behind it. Definitely recommend doing that. And use the grass and the bushes to your advantage as well. There's the Zeppelin above us. I mean, look at the damage. Look at the explosions, the mud, the grass going everywhere. Oh, it's awesome. It's really awesome. I think that was a mortar that hit me there. The mortars are actually pretty cool. You actually get to see it going up in the sky and the camera follows it and shows you where it's landed. Nice little snipe on that guy. We're going to make our way to the final objective here. We've got B. We just need to get Alpha here. I'm just watching the spawns here. This is right up to the edge of the map, so the enemies spawn on the left there, so you got to be careful on there. Don't want to be over in this area, really. There is, this is 64 players, by the way. There is a 40-player variant of this. I've not played that one yet. My trial has actually run out. I had 2 trials. I needed to stream this, and so I bought a second one. Hopefully people watch my gameplay so I can get that money back. Damn, I spent so much on Battlefield lately. Oh my god. But yes, this is a good mode. I'll be interested to see how it plays out on PS4. It's coming out in a few days on the early enlister edition. But so far, so good. Just wish I could have played the other maps on this mode, It's awesome, it really is awesome. Once we're done with this final sector, we're going to be moving on to the next map. That is still part of the same operations, but if you don't get this final sector, you don't get to play on it. So, look at that nice destruction there. Teammates are swamping in on this objective. I'm just going to push the spawn there. And we win the game. Awesome. 37 kills and 7 deaths there. Lots of kills in this mode. It's going to be pretty heavy on the kills and the points.
Let us march to Amiens and bring an end to this war.
The initial attacks in the Kaiserschlacht campaign successfully broke through the British lines, forcing its armies back towards the city of Amiens. This vital railway junction connecting all Allied troops across France was Germany's true objective.
Okay, here we go into the next section.
To win this war, Amiens is vital to our plans. Ludendorff's orders are simple. We must secure Point Labyrinth situated in these ruins. We then advance to this bridge, Pont Neuf, capture and secure it. After that, we move into the city and attack the enemy at Place Longueville. Once this position is controlled, Amiens will be ours.
This map is awesome. I've got some Conquest gameplay of this if you want to check that out. I didn't get to play this very long, so you're just going to see a couple of kills here, and then I'm going to end the video. I'll try and get some more gameplay of this in the next week or so, but it's been tricky. It's been hard to get in the servers on this. This mode is actually not in the server browser. I'm not sure why they made that decision. So I think that needs fixing. There's going to be problems there. You know, if people. I noticed some of the games I joined and then it was the end of the game. I had to find another one and it was the end of the game again. And you know, that's just a hassle. I don't understand why they would design it that way. I don't know if they're going to change it when the game actually comes out for everyone. You know, maybe they're just getting the game out now and then patch it later. I don't know, but at the moment it's a bit of a pain. It is really a pain. Talking of this map gets pretty crazy. I'm going to show a clip in a second where I make a huge mistake of pushing right in. This was, I think this was my first, I think it's the first time I was on this map, so I was just like, I don't really know where to go, so I was like, I'm going to push up here, see what's going on. Teammates are on the objective, let's, you know, get up front and take out some more enemies. But I made a huge mistake. I mean, look at the screen right now, there's a guy there, there's a guy on my left, there's a couple of guys in the distance. I was like, oh my god. That's over. That is just over. So make sure you don't push too far, otherwise you're going to have a bad time. Unfortunately, we lost that one. Only a couple of kills there. I didn't really get to enjoy that. It is quite tricky. It is quite tricky to play solo, so make sure you're playing with a squad of some kind. But that's it for this video. Operations mode looks pretty awesome. I'll be putting some more gameplay up of this soon. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. And until next time, guys, take it easy. My name is TheBrokenMachine. Catch you later.